Hola chicos, I wanted to take a second to talk to you or review what we had gone over in the Google Hangout this evening. I wanted to give everyone the chance who may not have been able to come the opportunity to watch this video. So I just wanted to say that the items that we covered tonight were pretty basic. We talked about some questions, the introductory questions and how to practice with those. We also talked about how to form dates in Spanish. We talked about the seasons and the weather, which is coming up in this unit 2. And we also touched very quickly on el alfabeto, or the alphabet. So I'm going to start by talking about those basic questions or preguntas. So we were talking about or questioned one another on saying there it is, ¿Cómo te llamas? Which is, what is your name? And we practiced answering with me llamo, and I'm just going to say Señora Pau. We practiced with, and I'm actually just going to highlight this, we practiced with talking about ¿Cómo estás? Versus ¿Cómo está? And that is the different, those both mean how are you, but that first one is asking how you are familiar. So you would use that with a family. You can see that the first part is fam, or with someone that is a friend. And then the ¿Cómo está usted? You are going to use when talking about something that is formal. Both of these you will answer with yo estoy bien, mal, así así, just depending on how you are feeling. So the next item that we're going to talk about that kind of came up within this next section, the next section is ¿Cuántos años tienes? Asking how old you are. I would say yo tengo, and then you're going to put the number there. So I will say 33. Okay, so these are some very basic questions and how you will answer them. So I'm just going to make them a little bit more definite so that you can tell the difference between the question and the answer that's available there. So now we will go ahead and jump from the preguntas, and we are going to talk about some dates, or las fechas. Okay. So first off, I just want to give a quick reminder that when you say the date in Spanish, you always place the number first, and then you will follow by the month. So let's say today's date is February 8th. In Spanish, we're going to use this to say El8defebrero1. Something else that I want to make reference to is, notice how here we have our F in February capitalized. Here we do not. Okay, so capitalization is not needed on any of the months or the days of the week either. So I want to very quickly just also talk about, what if it was the 1st of March or March 1st? This is the only date that you do not use the dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, and so on for. This one you actually use el primero de marzo. So you are going to be using the word primero over the word uno. So some of the basic questions that you will use when talking about the date. We're going to use ¿Qué día es hoy?, which is saying what day is today. What day is it, as in lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado, y domingo, which are our days of the week. And you can see that none of these are capitalized also. So I could use this and say hoy es miércoles, talking about today is Wednesday. The other item that I'm going to bring up is ¿Cuál es la fecha de hoy? What is the date of today? Now what that means is it's asking for the number as well as the month. So I could say hoy es el 8 de febrero, for our today. Now this hoy here could be changed into ¿Cuál es la fecha de mañana?, saying what is the day of tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and type that down here. You know what, I'm actually just going to copy this, and I am going to paste it here and just say mañana. Because you can answer this with mañana es jueves, saying what the date is tomorrow. So keep in mind, these are just a few items that you can use when talking about the dates. So I'm just going to separate some of these here so you can tell what the answer is for those. Okay, so one of the next items that we're going to look at is when we talk about the seasons as well as the weather. So I'm going to say las estaciones y el tiempo, talking about the weather. So with el tiempo, when you're talking about those items, we're not going to, when we say it is hot, we're not actually using the word is per se. So we're going to use the word hace when we're talking about what the weather is like, okay? And how we ask that is we are going to say que tiempo hace. I could say que tiempo hace hoy for today, but we can just throw in here que tiempo hace. So we can say hace calor, hace frío, hace fresco. We can talk about hace sol. And then there are a few other ones that we could use within this. We could use hace buen tiempo, buen tiempo, or we could say hace mal tiempo when talking about bad weather. So these are some ways that you can answer, but each of these are going to start with the word hace. Now we can talk about it's raining, it's snowing, it's cloudy, and these ones are a little bit different in the sense that for it's raining, we could just use llueve, snowing, nieva, and it's cloudy, está nublado. Okay, so these are some different items that you could use when talking about el tiempo or the weather. So these are our answers here. So now I'm going to bring up las estaciones. Okay, and these ones are pretty basic, and everyone seems to be doing very, very well with that type of vocab. But I would first like to talk about la primavera, spring, el invierno, winter, el otoño for our fall, and then el verano for summer. Okay, so those are some of our estaciones there. Okay. Now the last part that we'll kind of talk about, and this one's been kind of a little bit of a stumper for everyone, is el alfabeto. Now there's an assignment specifically that asks you to say the vowels, say a, e, I, o, u. And that is how we say our a, e, I, o, u. So these are pronounced differently. And there's an assignment to where you have to sing a song that goes along with these items. Now, there is also an assignment where you are required to type out words that are being spelled for you. So you will hear something like, let's say, L-U-N-E-S. So the way that I'm saying it, I'm saying L-U-N-E-S to spell lunes here. However, I'm actually typing out the word lunes. So if you are writing something like L-U-N-E-S, that's not exactly what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the actual word. And some of the letters are a little bit difficult, like J is our J. So J is equaling J, or same with G. G is a little bit difficult too, that you're saying he and so on. So please keep in mind that this is just a very quick practice for you, and this is what we covered tonight in El8defebrero in this Google Hangout. Friday is the next due date, and please, as always, let me know if you can help, and I will talk with you soon. Adios, chicos.